Hi, I'm Dr. Sylvestre with Focus and Flourish. Let's talk about raw bones versus cooked bones for your dog. We all love to give our dog a bone, and the dogs love to have the bones. There are advantages and disadvantages in both cases, but the cooked bone is the one you have to really be cautious with. So I recommend you do not feed a cooked bone to your dog or your cat or any pet for that matter. Let's just have a look at the two. The raw bone has a lot more nutritional value than the cooked bone. Like anything, heat tends to denature protein and can deteriorate many of the nutrients that are normally found in the raw bone. So the cooked bone may not have the nutritional value. Let's face it, we don't give bones to our dogs for their nutritional value. We give it for their entertainment value, keeping the dog busy, keeping the dog occupied, maybe to help keep their teeth clean and strong by giving them something hard to chew on. The disadvantage of feeding a raw bone is that, well, like any raw meat, you need to be cautious about salmonella. So make sure that they're kept refrigerated and handle them with care. But I think if you obtain your raw bones from a good source and you handle them with care the way you would for yourself, I don't think it's too much of a big problem. Raw bones tend not to break or splinter as easily as the cooked bones. Cooked bones splinter and they can really damage the esophagus, the stomach, and the small intestinal tract. Any bone can create a blockage if it's a big chunk in the esophagus or the intestinal tract. The problem is some of the dogs are a little gluttonous and they kind of swallow really big chunks of the bone. And I actually stopped feeding my old girl bones because it would just stress me out watching her swallow these big pieces. But when the bone is raw, it's still likely to get broken down by the acidity, by the gastric juices located in the stomach. So you're less likely, not 0% chance, but you're less likely to get a blockage, an intestinal blockage from a raw bone versus a cooked bone. So cooked bone is totally denatured and it is not going to break down anymore. It's going to splinter, it's going to break and cause sharpness, but it's not going to sort of dissolve away like the raw bone can. Don't feed your dog or cat cooked bones. Be cautious when you're when you're throwing away your cooked bones. Try to avoid situations where neighborhood dogs or local wildlife, the carnivorous wildlife, will get a hold of those cooked bones, because it's not just dogs that can have a problem with the cooked bone. It's any carnivore, right? So, be conscientious of the local wildlife and local pets that might get into your garbage bags or your discarded cooked bones. So just be cautious when you get rid of them. Be aware. And then maybe we'll have fewer bone issues with our pets. Please subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up.